Hey y'all, so in the last video about my emulator, I explained that it was not finished and it was not properly working. I'm here to say that in this version, it's working as intended. Now, that doesn't mean that it's finished, but it's playing every game as a Game Boy would, which for me, that is a win, that is a W, and we here now, which means that you have a fully playable offline emulator with just code. You have the save states as well as the save files. I do have to make it where it saves those to local storage as well as give you the option to download it. It does have the download option in there, but it does not have the save to local storage. So once you do that, you'll be able to basically, pull up your saves and do whatever you want. I've already tested it out. It works. And as you can see, there's no second Professor Oak, which means everything is good. I've already tested out in the original colors and the black and white colors. I've even tested out the Game Boy Color mode and make sure that that works properly. Now, there is one thing to it. I tested some games out on an older device I had that I'm turning into my own gaming console, and certain games do not run as fast as they do on my iPhone or my other devices. And I was really hoping that this could run, flawlessly on, any device unless it was like ancient. So I do have to kind of get that together. I tried to add in a mode that could optimize it and make it better, but it just ended up making it worse. So I'm gonna have to, do something about that. Now, obviously, every game doesn't do that, but certain games do. But on the iPhone and on my other devices, I have no issues with it. So I'm just letting y'all know that now. Also, in order to play Game Boy Color games, you must be in Game Boy Color mode. I tested it out to see if it could play it on the Game Boy chip, and it will give you that message right there depending on the Game Boy Color game. Some of them will work on the Game Boy chip fine, but others will give you that message. So for that purpose, make sure you are in Game Boy Color mode, and then, you don't have to worry about anything else. In this video, I also display the colors black and white and the original Game Boy colors. I will add a feature where you can shade it in. I just have to have, the basic features for right now just to make sure everything worked fine. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm really proud of myself for this. So I had to show y'all gameplay from my iPhone. This is not gameplay from an older device, but it does run smoothly and as intended. And I have tested other games, so everything seems to be working perfectly fine. Hey y'all, this is a cut in from Future J because I did a little bit more testing. But before I go into that, as you can see here, I have a full screen mode as well as a turbo mode, and the 59.7 cap thing that you see, that was for something that was in an earlier version that I'm probably just going to take out because it doesn't really have the use that I wanted it to. But the games that I tested are Pokemon Red, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Tetris, Mega Man Extreme. These are the games that worked. Now, there are games that didn't work, such as Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, Rayman, and Shantae. I have to fix this so that way I can, get basically all of the games in the Game Boy Color and Game Boy library. So I have to see why is it not loading, because none of them are loading. It's not the fact that it's, an error or anything like that. They're just not loading. So it's something that I don't have. So right now, I think I'm just going to focus on making more games optimized as well as making sure the saves are okay, because right now it just downloads the save and allows you to load them. But I needed to save it to local storage and allow you to download them. So that way you don't have to always download it and then, load it every single time you want to, start from that save. So I'm going to make sure that's all cool. I'm going to make sure more games get optimized, and I'm going to also add more features as we go. I'm just letting y'all know all of the features I have added right now, all of the games I have tested, and everything that I can confirm. Also, I'm sorry to say that there is no sound right now. That's exactly why you just hear my voice, because I don't have any form of sound emulation. That kind of works a little bit different than I thought it did, but I'm going to get that together.